Working for a company may be your starting point, but you shouldn't die working for a company. Working for an organization and being paid salary could be your starting point. That could be the capital with which you are starting. Your actual capital is the real you. The you, the value that you have built up for yourself, is the real capital. Welcome to today's motivation. We'll be looking briefly at self-reliance. What is self-reliance and how do we achieve self-reliance? Why do people or why do organizations and systems seek self-reliance? What are the things you need to do to ensure that your goal for self-reliance is achieved? This is what we'll be looking at today. Simply put, what is self-reliance? Self-reliance is the ability to rely on oneself, one's resources, to achieve his goals. That is, becoming independent. When you become independent on other people's resources, you are achieving self-reliance. A good example of self-reliance is the economy of Russia. You see, when Putin discovered that a lot of restrictions were being placed on him because of his war with Ukraine, he went undercover and began to work things out on how he could become self-reliant. And now you see the economy of Russia now is self-sustaining. They are building ammunitions, warships, weapons, atomic weapons for themselves with their own resources. They have become self-sustaining and self-reliant. And I want to put it to you today that whether you're working in an organization or you are looking at ways in which you can rise to the peak of your career, you need to become self-reliant. What is self-reliance again? Let's read an excerpt from an essay. Self-reliance is the ability to rely on oneself or one's own resources and abilities to achieve one's goals and handle challenges. It means being self-sufficient, self-motivated, and self-confident to choose and to execute a course of action that results in desired outcomes. Self-reliance involves independently directing one's life effectively without depending on others or external assistance. And so we will look at 7 ways to become self-reliant. What are the 7 ways to become self-reliant? We start at what God begins to teach us to become self-reliant. Number 1 way to become self-reliant is to believe in oneself. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in your abilities. You have to believe. So everything that we learn in the scriptures is pointing to a self-reliance. When God built up a man, God breathed a man and said to the man, have dominion, become self-reliant. And Jesus said, if only you believe, all things are possible to him who believes. That's self-reliant. You need to believe that God has given you the ability to do. You need to believe that God has given you the ability to execute. You need to believe that God has given you the ability to think and to bring to pass whatever you are thinking. You need to believe that God has made you a God. It says, ye are gods, and all of you are sons of the Most High. You are a God on earth here. You are a God in human form. You need to believe that you can become self-reliant. You need to believe in yourself. As I'm saying, number one step for you to become self-reliant is to believe in your abilities, to believe in yourself, that you are able to become autonomous, that you are able to become self-reliant, that you are able to do it with the abilities and the resources that God has given to you. You need to believe in yourself that you can do it. What is the number two step to become self-reliant? Number two step to become self-reliant is to accept responsibility. To accept responsibility simply means that you are accepting the risk and the rewards. To accept responsibility simply means that you are accepting the risk in your actions. To accept responsibility simply means that you have used all the right judgments that are available, and you have chosen the best course of action to take, and that you are accepting the risks that will come from this action. That's responsibility. Just like you are going into marriage. Marriage might take you 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, 80 years to build the marriage, and you made a decision to get married to someone whom you think you love, and you have assessed her, and you are taking the risk, and you are accepting the responsibility to be with that person your lifetime. Just like you accept the responsibility to head a department in an organization, and you are saddled with the responsibility to lead that department effectively, and you wouldn't want to fail, isn't it? That's what I'm saying. You accept the responsibility that you can become self-reliant, come what may, that you can survive and you can be self-sustaining, God helping you with the resources that God has given to you. By the time you accept that responsibility, you have climbed the next ladder on your way up to self-reliance. So self-reliance means you're going to accept the risk and the reward and everything that comes with the decision that you have made or that you are making. That's number two step. What is number three step to become self-reliant? Is to build and maintain a skill set. To build and maintain a skill set. You cannot just decide that you want to become self-reliant and you just do. What are you going to do? You need skills to become self-reliant. To build up a skill set might mean you want to learn how to do something exceptionally, and you want to focus on it until you become an expert in that area. You can call it specialization. You can choose to learn how to cook particular set of dishes exceptionally well. Intercontinental dishes, African dishes. You specialize in one way, in one area to become self-reliant. You might as well decide that, okay, you are going to learn how to do programming. You are going to specialize in how to repair certain kind of electronic gadgets that are just coming up. You want to specialize in the repair of phones, in the repair of fridges. You want to specialize in plumbing works. You want to specialize in maybe computing. You want to specialize in how to create robots. You want to specialize in one field of computing or the other. That is, you are acquiring skill sets that can sustain you and keep you in your self-reliant endeavor. So, build and maintain a skill set. Identify and cultivate skills that are available and can be used in various situations. Skills like cooking, like driving, like sewing, like gardening can greatly enhance your independence. So number three step to become self-reliant is to build and maintain a skill set. You can choose to specialize in fashion designing. You can choose to specialize in Uber, offering Uber services. You can choose to specialize in computing. You have to develop and maintain a skill set. Number four step to become self-reliant is to practice problem-solving skills. You got to be able to sit down and to brainstorm. Problem-solving skills will include brainstorming. In the world that we live in today, you have to be able to brainstorm. Then think and think and think what you need to do to bring your skills to limelight. For example, if you were thinking about Uber providing transportation services to a group of persons in your locality, what should you do? So this requires you to sit down and think. What should you do? Number one, what should you do? Okay, you have to learn how to drive. Then having learned how to drive, you need a car, you need a vehicle of your own, or you need to be on a lease agreement on a vehicle. Number three, what should you do? You secure vehicle now, right? What should you do? You may need to brainstorm and sit down and say, okay, what should I do? All right, I'm going to join groups on Facebook that has something to do with Uber or Uber services or car lift services. So you join the groups and now you are reaching out to people in your locality, telling them that you have this service, that you offer this service. You see, by the time you join up to 50 to 100 groups that has Uber services in them, people that are looking for those services will be looking for you. I just gave you $1 million idea now. That way you are going to become self-reliant within 6 months to 1 year. Just give yourself some time. Within 6 months to 1 year, you become self-reliant, offering what? Uber services to others. That's what I'm saying. Number four step to become self-reliant is to develop problem-solving skills. Those problem-solving skills will help you to harness, to leverage on the resources that you have already in your hands. Number five way to become self-reliant is to think and chart a course for yourself. To think and chart a course for yourself. That defies reliance on others to succeed. So I'm trying to tell you that whatever you are going to think that you are going to be doing, the services you'll be rendering or the product you'll be offering to become self-reliant. Rather, you're going to either be offering services or you'll be making a product. You're going to manufacturing of items, like you're manufacturing cosmetic products, or you're manufacturing anything you think you have experience about, or you have a restaurant and you'll be cooking and making meals for people, whatever it is. You are going to think and chart a course for yourself that defy reliance on others for you to succeed. That thing should be adequate. That thing should be enough for you to manage. And that thing, when you manage it, at the end of a period, should be able to earn you a living. And you can build on it until it multiplies and goes from 1 to 2, from 2 to 4, from 4 to 8, from 8 to 16, from 16 to 32, from 32 to 64, and it goes right on like that. You see what I'm saying? And so you need to develop something that can stay on its own, can grow on its own, can multiply. And when God sees that you are doing this, God will increase grace upon what you're doing, and God will grant you grace, and from one you are going to move right up into whatever you think you want to become self-reliant on. All right. Number 6 step is to be a lifelong learner. Number 6 step to become self-reliant is to become a learner, a lifelong learner, a continuous learner. You understand me? So, learnability is one of the things you need to develop in this era, because you get updates, for example, maybe every 2 weeks on new softwares. Take ChatGPT, for example, and the chatbots that have been developed presently, for example. Within 2 weeks, you see new updates. Within 2 weeks, you see updates. Within 2 weeks, you see updates. There are updates every week, every 2 weeks, every now and then. Maximum period is 1 month. You find a latest update on a software. That is why I said you need to develop learnability, the ability to learn new things, new skill. Continuously educate yourself through books, through online courses. Continuously educate yourself through online channels and build up on whatever you have learned years ago. Chances are that whatever you've learned years ago have become archaic. They are becoming outdated. You need to update every now and then. Become a lifelong learner. There are some new techniques today that you need to apply in every field you find yourself. It will save you time, it will save you money, it will save you strength, it will save you everything you can think about. So number 6 step is to become a lifelong learner. Number 7 is to practice what I call self-sufficiency. Start small projects that increase your self-sufficiency, such as growing your own food, making your own cleaning products, do it yourself home improvement. This will build self-confidence and reduce reliance on external sources. So start small. When we say start small, we really mean that when you start small, you are building self-confidence. Whenever you start a small project and you start increasing in it, you will see that you are developing more self-confidence in your abilities. Soon, you will become self-reliant. You will see that you are able to do this thing and you are able to enjoy what you're doing, and you are able to sell whatever you are doing for some value. And when you start getting value for whatever services or products you are offering, you have become self-reliant. I believe when you put these things into practice, you are going to come back with a testimony. Remember, the God factor in everything that you do is able to multiply the works of your hands. God is waiting to multiply the works of your hands. Remember, His word does not fail. God says, I'm waiting to bless the works of your hands. If you can do it, then I will bless it. God is waiting for something to bless in your house. It is the work of your hands. You must lean towards self-sufficiency in this present age. Working for a company may be your starting point, but you shouldn't die working for a company. Working for an organization and being paid salary could be your starting point. That could be the capital with which you are starting. Your actual capital is the real you. The you, the value that you have built up for yourself, is the real capital. So, embrace the real you, the value that you have inside of you, and package your abilities onto self-reliance. If you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe to this channel, Commonwealth of Zion. Share these nuggets every week, every day, every other day. We share useful nuggets that cut across personal life, professional life, family life, health life, and every area of your life, your finances also. Therefore, subscribe to this channel so that every time we drop a video like this, you will benefit from it, and you can also share it with friends and relatives. Till we meet again, keep on walking towards self-reliance. God bless you in Jesus' precious name. Amen. Stay blessed.